In today's tutorial, we're going to dive into one of the most powerful functions in Excel, the index functions. Whether you are a beginner or an Excel pro, understanding how to use index is crucial for managing and manipulating your data effectively. So now we start with try to understanding what is the index function. The index function in Excel allow you to retrieve data from a specific cell within a given range. It is a simple sentence like if I type here the index, then use here it say the first argument is the array. This is the range or array of cell from which you want to extract data, then the next one the row number. Okay, this is the row number in the array from which you want to extract data, then the last one the column number. This is the optional argument representing the columns number in our array. If omitted, Excel assume you want to extract data from the specific row only. Okay, now let's look at how to use the index function in extract data. So I will start with example, and here I use the sales person and with the year wise sales report in there. Now I will use the index function to find out. So writing here the index in the first one is the array. Okay, now let me select this array, then the next argument which row number you want to use. Okay, if I want to use like the 4 row, like here you start from the selected arms here 1 2 3 and 4 this row. So I write here the 4, next we say the column number, so from which year you want to use. Okay, like if I want to use the 3 or the 2022, and this is the column 3 from the selected array from the 1 2 and 3, just I am writing the 3, then close it, hit on the OK. So according to our index function, we use the 4 like 1 2 3 4 in here, and after that we select the column 3. So 1 2 3 for this we got the result here 28, right? Now instead of this one, if I use this one like the 5, and instead of the 3, if I say this will be the 2, and here we got it the 100, because we say we use the row number is the 5 here 1 2 3 4 and 5, and then next we say the 2. So from here 1 and 2 column in there. Now instead of the 5, if I use here the 6, so what happened, hit on the OK, and here we got the error because we don't have the 6 row number in our selected array. We have only like here 1 2 3 4 and 5 row in there. So for this reason it gives here the error message in our index functions. Okay, and if you want to handle the error message, you can also use the different like the error message or the different one. Okay, the index function becomes even more powerful. We can combine with other Excel function like the match function or the sum, and you can also combine index and the match functions to find out or use your data set for the various options. Okay, so the index function in Excel is a versatile tools that can help you extract data from table, navigates through data set and build dynamic report. With a little practice, you will be able to harness its full potential. So thank you for watching. Hello everyone and welcome back. In today's, we're going to delve into one of the Excel powerful lookup function, the mesh functions. Whether you are a Excel novice or a seasoned pro, you are going to find this function incredibly useful for finding and manipulating data in your spreadsheet. So let's dive right in. First, let's start with the basic. The match function is a Excel function that allows you to search for a specific item in our range of cells. It then returns the relative position of that items within the range. So this can be incredibly useful for tasks like creating dynamic formulas, looking up data, and more. Okay, so let's begin by understanding the sentence of the match functions. And I'm gonna just write here the match function. Then here first argument is the lookup value, the value you want to find. Okay, the next one or next argument is the lookup array. So the range of cell you want to search within. Then the next one is the match type. So this is the optional. This parameter is specified the type of match you want, exact match, less than or greater than. We will get into more details about this shortly. Okay, so I used here and I prepared a data set with the cell and also the cell report with that 20. Then I want to find out like the salesperson with the index functions. Just I can say this will be the result. Then I use here the mesh functions. So typing here the first one, if I want to use here something, this one, then use the lookup array. So I want to use this array. The next one, I want to use the exact match. So write here the 0 and close it, hit on the OK. So here got it, the error because we didn't input the any name in there. So let me use, and if I gonna say this will be the Harlan caliber, just I can say this is kind of the example and hit on the OK. Then again I'm gonna use this one, then make it this one and correct it on the OK. Now we got it the positions of the according selection in here for. Okay, so by this way you can easily use it, but here I used here the 0 because I use this one the exact match. Now instead of the 0, if I use here like the match type, or I can say the and negative one, or I use the this one. So before that I want to change here the different one. Okay, so I want to use here, then again I just say this will be the like 47, or I can just say the 5, this one, then use here the mesh function, then use the lookup value, this one, then use the from here the next one. So I want to use here the 1, then close it, hit on the OK. So here we got it, the result is we got the 1 in there, but I will do first here and use here the different way, like make it descending the current selection, or I can use the ascending this one, use the continuous selection, and here we got this is 1 because we say that this is less than, and here we got the position in 3. Okay, now instead of the 45, if I gonna say this will be the 4700, hit on the OK. So here we got it. Therefore, so this is the way you can easily use. And if I use here the instead of the for 1, I can just the negative 1 here we got it the not available because we use here the descending order, or I can just do in here this selection, this one, and make it the current selection, and here we got it. So this is the ascending wise. Okay, so that is for today's tutorial on the match functions, and you have learned to using the exact match and approximate match. Thank you for watching. In today's tutorial, we are going to dive into one of the Excel powerful and laser exact function. Exact. This function is incredibly handy when you need to compare two texts staring to see if they are identical character by characters. Whether you are a beginner or an Excel pro, this tutorial will help you understanding and utilize the exact exit function in its full potential. So what is the exact function? Simply put, it's used to compare two text settings and determine if they are exactly the same characters by characters. It's particularly useful in scenario where precision is crucial. So now let's dive into the details, and before that let's break down the sentence of the exits. So the simple one, so it has the two or like few arguments, like the text 1 and also the text 2 are there is a lots. So the first text in string you want to compare, and also the second text string you want to compare. Okay, so I will show you how to use this argument in Excel and discuss a specific requirement or constants. So in the result, I use here the exit, this one, then you say the text one, so this select one, then use this one, then close it, hit on OK. So here we got it false because this is not the exit or the similar data 1, data 2, because we used here the m is lowercase, and if I use this one instead of lowercase and use the uppercase, hit on the OK. So here we got it that this is the true. Now if I want to apply the exact match rest of the data, so I just drag it down, and here we got it, but here you can see it is the 100% and it has also the 100%, but here we got the result false. Why? Because when I take my cursor and click over this cell, now you can see it has the 100%, but when I move to the data 2, and here you can see 99.9%, and but in our shows or the roundup is count up the 100, but this is not the exactly or similar with the both data. Okay, so for this it gives here the false. So there are, you have it, we have covered the exact function in Excel from start to finish. This function is invaluable for precise text comprehension and is a powerful tools in your Excel top tools kits. So thanks for watching. In today's video, we're going to dive into one of Excel most powerful functions, the HLOOKUP functions. HLOOKUP allows you to search for a value in the header row of our table and retrieve data from a corresponding row. Whether you are a beginner or an intermediate Excel user, these functions can be a real game changer for your data management and analysis. So let's get started. First, we need to understand what the HLOOKUP. The HLOOKUP function is primarily used to search for a value in the header or row for a table, and once it finds a match, it returns a corresponding value from a specific row in the same table. This makes it incredibly useful for extracting specific data from large data set. Now let's break down the setting of the HLOOKUP functions, and I can just type here the HLOOKUP function, just write, and here the first argument is the lookup value. This is the value you want to search for in the header row. Then the next one is the table array, the range where you have data including the header. Then the next one is the row index number, the row number from which you want to retrieve data. Then the next one is the range lookup, and optional argument for approximate or the exact match or true or false. Okay, let's dive into a practical example. Okay, so imagine we have the sales report with the years and also the salesman, and I want to find out here the salesman wise and also the year wise report by using the HLOOKUP functions. Okay, so let me start from the writing the name and write here something as an example, James. Then I want to use here the HLOOKUP functions. So write here the HLOOKUP. First argument is the lookup value, then table array, then row index. So we are looking for the 2019, and this is in the 1 and 2 row in our selected table. Then next one is the exact match or the approximate match. Okay, let me start with the exact match and write here the false and then close it, hit on the OK. So here we got it, the sales report of the James, and here is 2019. And if I want to change the name, like instead of the James, if I write here the John, and here we got the John's report of the 2019. Now let's move into the next one. So before that I can just drag it down, and here you said the not applicable. Then what I'm gonna do, I use here and just check here and move it, or before that I will just lock it. This is sales report and with the functions for, and now is lock it. Okay, now if I drag in there, then I just change this one, make it to here, and instead of the 2 I'm looking for the 2020. So this is in the 3, so right here the 3, hit on the OK. So here we got it, John's report, and this is the, like we can say this is for the 2020. Okay, now let's move into the next one, and instead this one I just write here and it will come on the 4, and I will use here instead of the J5 I will use here the H5, hit on the OK. So here this way you can easily do it. Let me use here the 5 and make me it is the H5, just change here, hit on the OK. Same way we can do for here, just write here the 6 and make it is the H. Okay, now we have the all report in there about the John's report. Now if I change here the Michael's, hit on the OK. So here we got it, the Michael's report or year wise report in there. Okay, so and that's a wrap up for our HLOOKUP tutorial. We have covered its purpose, syntax and practical examples. Remember, Excel function can be incredibly powerful tools, and mastering them you can save your time and make your data analysis more efficient. Okay, so thank you for watching.